On Friday, President Trump said that he finally decided what he wants to do with the student loan portfolio, and he wants to move it to the Small Business Administration immediately. So let's talk about what this means and is that actually going to happen? And if it does happen, is it immediately? So, first off, no, student loans are not moving immediately. It's great that the Trump administration wants to deal with student loan portfolio and maybe move them somewhere, but the hard part is that this will require an act of Congress. So the Higher Education Act very clearly states, I think like 20 times, that the student loan portfolio must be run by the Department of Education and federal student aid. It is as clear as day. So that doesn't mean that it can't change. However, in order to change that, it would require an act of Congress. Now, can Congress do this right now with the upcoming budget reconciliation bill? And the answer is probably not, because the budget reconciliation has a very clear rule that says you cannot include policy changes inside of the budget reconciliation bill. This is called the Byrd Rule. And so the way that this would get done is Congress would have to pass a bill and it would have to be filibuster proof. So they need to get a 60 vote, filibuster proof majority in the Senate. And that is unlikely to happen. Now, that's not to say that there isn't other ways around this, but in general, there's no way that the loan portfolio alone is going to move to the Small Business Administration. But let's just say, hey, maybe somehow they figure out what to do. What's going to actually happen? Even if this does take place, it's not going to happen immediately. This is a $1.6 trillion portfolio impacting 43 million borrowers. It's going to take a year or longer to move. And there's a lot of questions. Are they going to move the existing federal student aid staff and just move the whole thing to the Small Business Administration? Like you saw in our last video where we have the chart of how this works. Are they going to just try to hire new staff at the Small Business Administration to manage this? Or are they going to try to use existing staff that doesn't know anything about the student loan portfolio and the servicers? And then what do you do with all the existing contracts? Are you moving those over? Are there new agencies or new reporting relationships? It's a complex mess. So moving them is not simple, and it is interesting to see how this is going to play out. But the thing for you to note as a borrower is that this is not happening immediately. There's no logical way that they can move the portfolio immediately. It would require an act of Congress, and even then it's going to take a year or more to make the whole thing happen. So that's what's going on with the SBA and student loans, and hopefully that helps. We have a full breakdown on the College Investor. Hit the link in bio and subscribe to follow for more student loan updates.